Hey Flosstube, Ashley here, Boogie Stitcher on YouTube, Shleezum_Boogie Stitcher on Instagram, coming to you guys finally with hopefully a good WIP update video since I haven't done one in forever, a life update, and also announcing the traveling pattern number 2 winners. So let's go ahead and dive right in. A little bit of FYI. In December, I started, and the beginning of January, I started a bunch of patterns because I have no new starts until July 1st, starting after my birthday in January. Besides Abby's birthday start, and then one stamped kit that we're waiting for mail on. But other than that, there's no new starts. So, I went a little crazy in December because I got a bunch of Christmas and birthday presents, patterns and stuff, and I wanted to get those started. And yeah, so if I'm missing any of those, I'm sorry, but I don't even remember everything that I started just because everything was so crazy, and I am trying to organize everything because I'm so unorganized. So anyway, all of that said, let's go ahead and dive right in. So, no particular order in any of this. I'm just going to show you guys what I've been up to these last couple of months. So just going to kind of, yeah, just get going. In no order, just going to try and show you guys everything that I've stitched on. So, first up, I started stitching on my new stamped Pokemon kit. This was a recent unboxing. It's absolutely huge. It's all Gen 1 and it's like pastel colored Gen 1 pattern. Take a look at the previous unboxing video. Hopefully it's in there. If not, I am going to be attempting to film a WIP update or a Flosstube WIP parade is what I meant to say, a WIP parade. I normally have posted those already, but with a 1-year-old and everything just kind of being crazy, we were out of power for a long time. Anyway, I'll explain all that at the end of the video, but I will hopefully be filming those soon, so you'll see all of these patterns if you haven't seen them yet in that video. So anyway, so I finish Ponyta. Yay! And looking really good. So stamped kits, if you look further away, they look significantly better than when you look close up. So here is close up though, just so you can see how crazy it looks. And then holding away, it looks amazing. So yeah, I got her done. And attempt to put it away because it's absolutely huge. I'm keeping this in my Pokemon bag with my other Pokemon pattern, just because it's a Pokemon bag, so it should have all of the Pokemon patterns. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Okay, next up, we have my starter Pokemon minus Pikachu, because for some reason I didn't think to put Pikachu on this pattern when I created it, but we have gotten a lot of stitching done on this guy. So still lots of hanging threads over at Bulbasaur, but we have Squirtle completely done, we have Charmander completely done, and now we have started on Bulbasaur. So I have already done some of Bulbasaur. This is all full cross. And now I'm converting, or I converted everything over to 10 stitch. So Squirtle and Charmander are completely 10 stitch, which looks amazing. I love the way that they turned out, especially Charmander. He's so cute. So yeah, and I love his tail, but this is all 10 stitch. This is 6 strands, 10 stitch. You can see when you hold it up close, you can see a little bit behind the stitches, but when you hold it far away, you cannot tell. So this is what I've gotten done right here. And I'm just working across the top, and then we'll work down exactly how I did everybody else. So looking amazing. I really want this to be finished this year. So hopefully that can happen. Hopefully. Okay, there's that. Next one, I got a lot of progress done on this one as well. This one is Sleepy, just kidding, Beauty and the Beast. I always want to say Sleeping Beauty. I don't know why. So this one, and this one has seen a lot of love. I'm gonna take the needle minder and the needle off. Okay, because there has been so much progress on this, I want to show the whole thing. So here we go. I finally got the beast done. Or not done, but at least his face. So he looks really good. Last time I had showed this, I was about right here, and I had just, I think, finished this top portion. Just like to my finger. So I stitched all the way down here and then filled in his neck and his face, and he looks so good. Oh, I love it when I can see progress, and that I love it. Love the progress that I'm seeing. So this one is definitely going to be a main one for this year as well, because I am loving it and I'm not tired of it yet, which is good. I'm trying to do like big stitching sessions. By big, I mean a couple of days worth of stitching and then give it a rest, and then back to like a couple days and give it a rest, like every week or so. Like every other week, every other week. Okay, next up we have WIP It. This is a pattern that I am stitching with Sally and Abby. I feel like one other person is stitching this with us. I don't know. I'm pretty sure someone else is stitching this with us, but I can't remember their Instagram name for some reason. Whittier Stitches, Wider, I don't know. Anyway, sorry. So here is WIP It. It says WIP It Real Good, just like the song, the WIP It Real Good. Boom, 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 boom. So anyway, now you all have heard me sing. But this is where we're at so far. Everyone else is significantly further than I am. I'm a little bit behind. So I have to finish this and one more section before I think the 17th, which is just like next week. So, oh well, I'm kind of behind on all of my SALs. Unfortunately, I just have way too many and too much going on, which is fine. I'll catch up eventually on all of these things. It's not a big deal. But yeah, it's looking really good. I love the color that I picked out for this. And I haven't done any of the back stitching yet. This is just regular old stitching. So there's that. Oh, and this is Colorist 4507, in case anyone is interested on what this is. Put it back in the bag. Okay, next up we have another SAL with Abby and Sally. We have a needle minder sent over as a gift from the Thread Maiden, Nikki. So I have this on my Little Mermaid pattern because it's the Little Mermaid. So this one is a pattern by Soda something. We decided to split this pattern up into different sections. So 12 sections for the year. We are almost done with this. So we have the crab, the boat, the island, a couple of fish, starfish. We just finished Ursula and this, her cauldron. We got some more fish over here, the king over here, or prince over here, Prince Eric. So next up we have like a mermaid, which is like over here, and then we have 2 bottom corners, and then the big middle section will all be it's a double month, but it's basically you can stitch on it all together. So we're almost done, and as soon as we do this one, we're gonna be working on Peter Pan. So yeah, it's looking really good. I really like it. I always like working on this one once I get it out, but sometimes the thought of getting it out is like, oh, there's so much like color changes and back stitching. But as soon as I get it out, I never regret it. I always really like stitching on this one. Okay, next up, what do we have? We have my mom's lighthouse. This was also just a recent unboxing. She is stitching a lighthouse for me. I'm stitching a lighthouse for her. This pattern picture is already destroyed for my kids. But here is the pattern picture. And a fair bit of progress on this considering I just did the unboxing. I'm just trying to work on it at least like once a week. So here's where I've gotten so far. I've just all these dark colors and there's a bunch of like lighter colors in here. So not a ton, but I mean, I just unboxed this, so. And I put a couple of stitches into it, like 30 stitches into it before the end of the year, so that way I can continue working on it throughout the year. Put everything back, otherwise it's a nightmare. When I don't have any project bags for something, I just use clear Ziploc bags, gallon size, and sometimes I get 3 gallon size, depending on the pattern. So that's what that is. Let me see if this is something I've worked on. What is this? Yes, I don't think I showed this. This is Winters and Lace by Janice Hicks, I believe. I decided to stitch this on 10 stitch, although I'm not sure I'm happy with the way that it looks. So we're just gonna see. But this is the start so far. Again, all of these patterns I will be announcing and showing what each individual picture is on the WIP parade. I don't have time to do that today. Just don't have time. Not with the kids home and everything. Okay. Next up, I have not worked on that one. Have I worked on this one? I believe I have worked on this one, so I'll show it just in case. This is Flower Galaxy. I am stitching this tent stitch, 3 over 1 tent. Stitching this with Abby and Sally. So there is that. This is supposed to be stitched on black fabric. I chose to do it on Fiddlers, which is like an oatmeal Aida. I just like the look of it better. It kind of reminds me of like a vintage, like something you would see hanging on like an older library or something. So that's what I prefer. So there's that. Next up, nope, haven't stitched on that. I put just a few stitches into this just because things kind of started to get crazy. And I still need to clip some of my ends that are hanging through, but here's a little raven that we are working on. So weekly we have some prompts that we're pulling, we meaning Sally and Abby and myself. We picked, I think, 4 prompts each at the very end of the last year for us to then pull weekly this year. And they're just little topics like stamped kit or a sad start or something like that. And so this one I picked this one as one of my prompts, but then of course, yeah, it was a very busy week and I couldn't really stitch on it. So I have also stitched on my, my cottage was one of the prompts. I think it was like a season or something. Or no, it was nature. It was nature, and I chose this because this has to be a finish this year. Seriously, it's been so long. But here's the whole thing, in case you're new to my channel. But I just worked on filling in. I filled in like this whole section right here. I think it ended up being about 900 stitches, and I converted it to tent. So I wasn't going to because all of this right here and this corner are full cross. But I decided I wasn't going to stitch on it if I didn't turn it into 10 stitch. I think, yeah, here, this is just a fold line, but the actual conversion starts right here. So if I hold it up like this, I can't tell. I can see my fold line right here, but I can't see the actual like difference between the full cross and the 10 stitch. You probably can if we do this. So here's the fold line, and here's the actual like difference between the 10 stitch and full cross. It's right here. So you can see when you're up here, you cannot see when you're back here. You can only see this fold line. So yeah, everything is officially converted to 10 stitch on my stamped kits. I don't think I have a stamped kit that's not 10 stitch right now. I prefer it. I prefer the speed, and I just can't help it. Next up we have Pixel Dragons by I can't remember her channel name either. Golly, I'm terrible. This is the Pixel Dragon SAL that's going on this year. And I started a little bit late. I started like 3/4 of the way after they had already started that month. And it's like released monthly. So I'm way far behind. Like I said, I'm way far behind on all of my SALs. It's just me. But here we go. I'm doing this on 18 count Bestitch Me. And yeah, I love this pattern, so much so that I got a ton of her patterns for Christmas from my husband. So, which is awesome because I love all of them. So, yeah, here's this. I'll try and like put everyone that I mentioned in the description box down below if I remember. Flossy Pixel, or I don't know. Anyway, I'll leave her in the description. So here's this. But I'm loving this one. I really, every time I want to work on it more. It's just, there's so much to do. All right, next container. Next container, we have Sally's birthday start, which is a very sad start. But here it is. I think it goes like this. So I will go ahead and insert the picture of her start right here. Since I haven't like introduced this pattern yet. So here is the start. Like I said, the end of December, beginning of January was absolutely crazy. I had a bunch of things to start, and so I just at least wanted to get like 100 or so stitches on most of the things that I started. And this was that scenario where I just like, I need to get this started so I can work on it, but I don't have a ton of time, so let's go. So here's this. And I keep this in my little owl bag with an owl charm. This was made by Project Stitchcraft, which is so cute. This was gifted by Sally and Abby. Okay, next up. What is this one? I don't think I've stitched on that one. What is this one? I don't know what this one is. I don't think it ends up being anything. Okay, next up. Okay, next up we have a, I don't know, birthday? I think it's birthday, Christmas, whichever, present for my husband. I will go ahead and insert the picture of that right here. Super cute little bat, and I actually changed his scarf to be Ravenclaw colors because I'm a Ravenclaw. So this is all I got started though, unfortunately. This is like a piece of 19 count fabric that I have. It was supposed to be 18 count, it ended up being 19 count, so I'm using one strand. Because 2 strands is way too thick. So he's going to be amazing. He is going to be amazing, and I love him. Especially as soon as I do the conversion for the chart or for his scarf. I've already like picked out the colors for his scarf. I just need to, of course, stitch it. Okay, let's see, what else do we have here? Next up we have, what is this? Oh, so I have Stardew Valley Autumn that my husband got for me. And I love it. I just haven't gotten very far on it. So for Christmas, he got me a winter version. And so of course, Again, pitiful starts for all of these right now, but this is where I've gotten to. Not very far at all, but I wanted to get it started so that way I can stitch it throughout the year. I didn't say anything, Sweet Pea, just recording. Okay, next up we have another birthday start. This is gonna be so much editing. I wonder if I can, it's fine, I'll just edit it. Anyway, here is the picture for this one right here. Like I said, I love all these patterns that I got for Christmas, but this is all that I got. A little bit part of a post. This is a piece of that 19 count, and I hand dyed it myself. So I think it's gonna look super cute with the Eevees. The pattern called for like a very light pale pink color in the background, and I just, I need more. I need more than that for me. All right, so there's that. Next up, we have Bulbasaur's, or no, plant Pokemon. I will leave that one right here. Again, a birthday start. Here is my small little start, and I hand dyed some fabric myself, a little bit like pale green. It's not showing up or doing the pattern, the color justice. It's, oh, there we go, right there. That's the color right there. Maybe a tad bit darker. Gotta go save the, oh, he found his toys. Okay, he's distracted with toys. Keep going. So there's that one. Next up we have Teacup Kittens. I will insert that one right here. This one was started with Sally and Addie, and not very, I didn't get very far starting it, but this is 18 count Ada, 2 over 1, and I actually changed the colors to be my own colors. I wanted it to look more like a porcelain pattern, so that's the picture that I just showed you. The original colors are different. I think they're all like, I honestly don't remember what colors they are, but I changed this, so. And actually, I changed my mind. This is actually, I think this is 14 count. No, it is 18 count. 18 count. I can never keep track of everything. Okay, what's next? Okay, here is another one. Birthday start. Home is where the books are. And again, not very far. This is all that I've gotten. Sorry for all the background noise. The baby is banging his toys against the door. All right, kids were getting way too crazy. I had to go. Anyway, in the amount of time that it took for me to go take care of the kiddos, I was showing you guys this pattern by Flossie Fox Shop. There we go. That's her name. I decided I wanted to stitch on it, so I was stitching on this while trying to get the kids to calm down. So I got 282 stitches done on it. So yay! See, isn't it just the cutest? I absolutely love like all these little pixel patterns. It's a newfound art apparently. I really, really love stitching on them. So this is where I got to so far. And I think I'm going to keep this one out because, yeah, I am absolutely loving this. I love the Pixel Dragon. I'm loving this. I'm just, all of them. I love them all. So anyway, my newfound love, pixel art. So here's the progress on this one. And of course I have the Project Stitchcraft needle minder on there, which is super cute. Okay, anyway. And I understand that I went a little overboard on the new starts for the end of the year for no new starts, which totally defeated the purpose, but it is what it is. it just happened and whatever. Okay, let's see. Next up I have, what is this one? What is this one? That's a really good question. I have started one that I don't remember what it is. Let's see. This is a bunch of black. I don't know. Oh, I remember. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Here's this one. A piece of, I want to say 20 count Aida. Or maybe this is 22 count. I'm not sure. But I dyed this pinkish purple color. Really hard to see with the lighting. But this is a zebra. I will insert the picture of it right here. So zebra, giraffes, and elephants are my three favorite, well, and blue whales are kind of like all my favorite animals. And I've never been able to find a zebra pattern that I like. And my husband found this one for my birthday. And I'm like, this is amazing. So I started it. And here's my pathetic star on the zebra that I almost forgot what it was. So like I said, I went a little overboard. It's a little crazy. But we're just, you know, all fun and games here. All fun and games. Okay, next up we have a very small, tiny little star because this was like the last day for starting things. So again, another 19 piece of Aida, 19 count piece of Aida that I hand dyed myself. Here we go. And you're probably not even gonna be able to see this, but right here is a little bit of brown. I think it's for like a star. And that pattern is right here. Like I said, lots of birthday and Christmas patterns. I love absolutely all of them. I had to start all of them, and it is what it is. Okay, next up, what have I stitched on? What have I stitched on? I think that's it for this container. I hope. Okay, let's pause there. I have one more container to show everybody, but let's go ahead and announce the winners of the traveling pattern number 2. And then we will continue, and then we'll do life updates. So everyone who opted in for traveling pattern number 2 received a spot because not all of the spots were filled. So I think there was 9 or 10 people. So if you replied to the traveling 2 announcement video with Dumbledore, then you have been opted in, and no competing spots. It's great. So I will go ahead and reply to all of your guys' comments after I post this video to let you know that you are officially in, and I will need you guys to send me an email or an Instagram post letting me know your first and last name and your mailing address. That way we can, I can start getting the list prepped and get the pattern sent out to the first person. So I try and take the most expensive shipping out of all of them. So I will go ahead and take that one, and then I try and pick the closest person to the person who has it last. So that way it keeps everyone's shipping costs lower. Shipping is kind of expensive. So remember, if you are part of traveling pattern number 2, you will be in charge of covering all shipping and custom fees, but I will provide everything else. So I will provide the pattern, all of the materials, including a hoop to be able, and a bag, needles, needle minder. I'll provide all of that for everyone to be successful in stitching the pattern. And then as soon as it makes it full circle, I will make sure that my part is stitched. I will wash it, dry it, iron it, and then I will raffle it off to all of the people who participated, and then the winner gets the pattern, and then I'll send it shipped over to you guys, and you can frame it however you see fit. So anyway, we're having a ton of fun with traveling pattern number 1. It's currently in Canada. So I believe last time I talked about it on the video, it was in the UK. It then went to New York in the United States, then Virginia in the United States. Then it went to Canada. I don't remember. what city. But it's in Canada right now. It's got one more stop in Canada, then it comes back to the United States to me for me to give to my mom. My mom is the last person to stitch on it. And then I just have like my small section to finish. But that won't take very long. And then I'll wash it and raffle it off and show everybody what it looks like. So anyway, if you opted in for traveling pattern number 2, you have been accepted. If there are some remaining comments, like I said, there's a few more spots left. So if I get a couple more comments, I'll add those people in as well. So if you haven't already, reply to Dumbledore down below. First come, first serve, basically. And then, yeah, so that's the announcement for that. And now let's continue showing progress, and then we'll do life updates. So one of our prompt this week for the weekly prompts was person or people. And so I brought this out. This is Sleeping Beauty. And I'm stitching this with the stitching colorist Shelly Lewis. She's stitching pink. No, she's not. Oh my gosh, I'm really struggling. She's stitching blue. I am stitching pink. And this is where I've gotten to so far. So when I first picked this up before the prompt, I was about here all the way across. As you can see the line right here. And I've stitched all this down here. So I've stitched like all this in this week's prompt. So I'm doing pretty good. And it's not, this week's prompt isn't over until Saturday. So just kind of keeping this on the couch as my stamped that I'm working on, and it seems to be working out pretty good that way. So there is that. Got to keep that one out. Next up, we have a new start. This one is a temperature SAL that I'm doing with Sally and Abby and Emma. Emma and I are working on the same pattern. Sally and Abby are working on a different pattern, but all temperature SAL. I will go ahead and insert the picture of it right here. So I have decided to change this pattern. I didn't like some of the motifs that were on the bookshelf. They're just not really my style. So I have kind of charted my own motifs or like little decorations, and I'm doing those as I go. I'm going to take this out of the hoop so you can see what I've done so far. I also changed the temperature SAL like colors that you use. And I'm actually not doing it as a temperature SAL. I decided I wanted to do it, since it is a bookshelf that I chose, I wanted to do it based off of how much time I'm listening to my Audible. I don't really read books very much. I'm a terrible reader, and it takes me forever to read things because I get too distracted. But when I listen to Audible, I can zone and tone everything out, and actually concentrate on the book. Plus I'm driving a lot, so I can listen to it while running errands and just cleaning, and I can just continue to listen. And so yeah, I listen to audiobooks. I love them. That is just me. And so I wanted to do it based off of my reading time per day. And Audible will show you your listening time for up to 5 days, I believe it is. So I've just been trying really hard to keep up on this, and I have. So here it is. So here's my bookshelf. I changed the color. Like I said, I'm pretty much changing all the colors. I charted this little dragon to be up here. I found like a free little dragon that someone posted on Reddit, and I just changed the colors to be whatever colors I wanted, and then I just copied the picture and stitched it because it wasn't actually charted out for you. And then I changed this to be like a little like old-fashioned candle. I put Harry Potter glasses up here, and I put a little sorting hat on there, which I think might be too cartoony for me. I might take him out. I'm not sure. I'm still debating. But up here was supposed to be like a kitty cat. And like I said, I changed it to a little dragon. And here's all of my books. And I love them. I love them so much. I love this pattern so much. I've been able to keep up with it, which is super awesome. Yeah, honey?
Time to get this.
Okay, I'm coming. I'm coming. Okay, crack the door. I'm coming. I gotta finish my video really fast. I'm coming. Anyway, so this, yeah, is working really good. Let's see, what time is it? Okay, I still have a couple more minutes. This next one is a pattern that I created for Emma and myself. We wanted to stitch on a full coverage project together, And so we were trying to decide what to do. Well, we both love Harry Potter. So I was like, maybe we should do a book cover. And she loved the idea. So then I was like, well, which book cover? Because there's like so many different kinds for like every country and everything. So we picked the UK version, the newest version that's been released. I think it was released in 2000 something. I don't know. I don't know at what point it was released. 2017, I think. But anyway, this is my little measly start. Yep. And I'll insert the picture of it right here. Yeah. Super cute. Love it. I'm going to continue working on this as well. And I think I'm going to have to pause the video there. And I will be back in like a millisecond for you guys, probably several minutes or hours for me. So yeah, I will be right back. Okay, like I said, millisecond for you, hours for me. Let's continue. Like I said, lots of things to show, which is part of the reason why it took me so long to make this video. Is there's just so many things to show you and not enough time. But I just have to remember that I could just pause the video and then continue recording when I come back. So, hey! All right, this one is a very sad start. But this one is Night Garden. I will leave the picture right here. So, this one is on a piece of no, this one's actually 18 count Aida that I dyed myself as like a nighttime like scene. Since it's the Night Garden. And here's where I've gotten to so far. So I was missing some of the colors for this one that I wanted to stitch, which is why it has such a sad start. Because when I'm missing colors, I get really frustrated and then I don't want to stitch on it. But I have since got those colors, so I am going to continue working on this. And again, that was a Christmas present or birthday present, one of the two. They kind of blend together. So let's see what's next. Okay, since we last talked, I have stitched some more on the black pearl. So I will show that. I think I did about 600 stitches on this since last time. This is stitched on 18 count Aida by Be Stitch Me called Boneyard. So there's that. And I love this one so much. It's just, there's the color of the fabric. Oh no, don't lighten up. Darken back up. There, that's the color. I just love the fabric. I love the feel of the fabric. I love the little birds and the ship, and I just love everything. So I love this one. I wanted to stitch more on it, but there's just so many things that I need to stitch on. I have a hard time picking what to do, whether or not I stitch on something that I want to stitch on versus things that I need to stitch on versus, I mean, I want to stitch on all of the things, but I just don't have enough hands. So if someone can fix that problem for me, that'd be great. Okay, next up. Next up we have Trick or Treat. And again, Sally and Abby and myself grabbed this pattern and split it into sizable chunks to stitch as a SAL, so that way hopefully it'll be done by next Halloween. I am very far behind. So we're supposed to have this one done and then the next square done by the 27th, I think, and I haven't even finished the first square. But here is the picture of the pattern right here. Yeah, so super cute pattern, just haven't gotten very far on it, but this is where I've gotten so far. So I'm almost done with this first square. I've gotten the frame, I've gotten almost the complete hat, and then you start working on the pumpkin. But it is gonna be super cute when it is finished. This is 19 count Aida that I have dyed myself. So it's like a little smoky color. And I've also found that I really like dyeing fabrics. Imagine that. So yeah, really like dyeing them for fun. I've thought about dyeing some and just selling individual pieces because I dye for fun, not necessarily, I don't think I could recreate any of mine, to be perfectly honest with you. But I have thought about grabbing some Ada to dye just as either like giveaways or to sell. So if anyone's interested in either of those, let me know in the comments. All right, next up was a birthday present from Emma. She sent me over this kit. This one right here, and it is so cute. I've had this on my wish list, but I've had a really hard time trying to find it because it's a Russian kit, and the website, the only website that I found it on is a Russian website, and my Google Translate wouldn't translate anything, so I was hitting buttons that I thought would be like purchase buttons, but it wouldn't let me continue, and I was getting really frustrated, and lo and behold, she found it and sent it, and it's amazing. Yeah, it's like little coffee, different things of like coffee. So you got like a little grinder and a little pot and a press, and I can't remember what this is called, but I know you can use it like on the stove or the fireplace. And then you have backstitch and little like steam, and you have these cute little animals. Anyway, I absolutely love this pattern. So thank you so much, Emma, because it's amazing. But I haven't gone very far on it, as far as I want anyway. Again, there's just so many things to stitch. So this is where I've gone. Let's see. Yes. I'm trying to make sure this is like where I have the right orientation here. No, this is the orientation that it should be in. So I started in the middle, so that way it's easier to follow the pattern because it's a printed counted. It's not an electronic. So I'm like right here on this cup, right here. So that's where I'm at. And I just love it. I love coffee. I swear I have coffee in my veins. But yeah, this came as like a little kit, which is so awesome. So yeah, there's another one that's like tea, and a couple other ones by the same person that I really, really like and will get eventually, but I gotta do this one first. Okay, let's see what's next. Next up, okay. So January 1 start with Sally and Abby. We're Dragons and Apples, I believe, is the name of the pattern. Yeah, Dragons and Apples. I will leave a picture of the pattern right here. So that was stitched as an old SAL. We are stitching it together as a SAL this year. Not like individual parts or anything. We're just kind of stitching it as like, hey, we're all stitching it together kind of thing. But I, of course, love to change things up and change colors. And so I have changed my colors drastically. I'm pretty sure the pattern is red, black, and gray. And that's it. And I've changed mine to be all different kinds of colors. So here is where I'm at. So I have finished this first section, minus the border. Yes, so I have to stitch right here left and then stitch all the way back. I like to stitch tent first when I'm doing counted and then go back over it with full cross, so that way I don't have to look at the pattern anymore. I just stitch it all on here and then stitch back over the same thing. So, and with something like this that's using like drastically different colors, I don't get lost, so I like to do that. So yeah, I am using DMC, and I am also using Sulky threads. So I'm really liking how this is turning out. I have a whole idea in my head on how like each piece I want it to look like is going to go. So yeah, I love this pattern. And of course the needle minder. But yeah, I'm loving this so far. Okay, I think I might have two more. We're almost done. Almost. This video, long and awaited. Okay. I am stitching this pattern with Emma. This is a Magic Book. It is absolutely huge, so I'll leave the picture of the pattern right here. Huge. It's like 400, like 300 by 400 or something crazy. So it's gonna, you know, be a lifetime before I ever finish it. But I have 18 count Ada that I have dyed myself to be like a very light pink, like a tie-dyed pink look. I don't even think I can get like the shade to show up on camera, but it is. It's like a baby petal pink. Anyway, this piece of fabric is absolutely huge because the pattern is huge, and this is where I've gotten a very tiny start on the top of the tower. But that's fine. I am stitching this 3-strand tent. 18 count is very hit or miss depending on the fabric brand that you have for 18 count 10 stitching. So I have some 18 counts that I use 3 strands for, and I have some 18 counts that I have to use 4 strands for to get the coverage. This is 3 strands and it's black, which is the one that will show up the worst, like the worst amount of coverage. And it's showing up great here. So if I zoom in, you can see that it kind of shines through. But if you step back here, you can't see it, so it's totally fine. Because that's where you're gonna see it, is on the wall. But I love this piece of fabric. It feels really nice, so I'm super excited to stitch on it. And I love the pastel pink. I didn't want white. I know there's like a ton of white to like stitch on it, but there's also some negative space that's like throughout the pattern, and I just didn't want that to be white. I wanted it to be more of like a fantasy type, like dreamy color. And so I thought pink would just be perfect. So there's that. And yes, it looks like I have one more. So long as I haven't missed anything. If, like I said, if I missed something, I'm sorry, but I'm trying so hard to not forget anything. I want to, as soon as I get caught up, I would want to and like to do weekly update videos. I'm stepping back a little bit from the collabs. I have way too many patterns and I don't need any more. I'm running out of storage. You know, I have my mom coming to come shopping for stamped kits. But yeah, so I'm still gonna be doing collabs, just not as many. Right now I have like, I think 10 companies that I collab with. Way too many. So I think I'm gonna keep like 5 or 6. So stepping back a little bit and then we'll go from there and see if I need to step back anymore. But yeah, I need and I want to stitch on these things that I already have. So anyway, so speaking of Stardew Valley, this is the autumn one. So I had this on 28 count, way too small for this pattern. Unfortunately, this autumn pattern of Stardew Valley is gridded by 5s instead of by 10s, which makes it extremely confusing, and it doesn't work in Pattern Keeper, which is also confusing. So I had to start over. I started this over on 18 count instead, so I can actually draw out my by 5 lines so I can actually see what I'm doing. So here is my new start, which is great. I can easily see like all the little leaves on the autumn tree, which is looking really, really good. So it makes me happy that I'm able to actually draw the lines, because 28 count I have such a hard time drawing lines, especially every 5. It's like too squished. But here I'm able to do every 5, which is nice. So now that this is on 18 count, I can start getting more progress done on this. Okay, by golly, I hope that's everything. I doubt it is. I'm sure I probably missed something, but that's the name of the game. So thank you all so much for joining me on this very long-winded video. Sorry it took so long. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you would like to hear some life updates as to why this has taken so long, then we can continue. But if you're headed out, then thank you so much for joining me, and I will talk to you next time. Okay, life updates. So we have more of the Harry Potter sleeve done that I'm going to show off. I have another tattoo session coming next week, and then I think I have one more, and we are completely done with the sleeve, supposedly. So excited. I'm gonna try and scoot you back without like bumping you too much. Okay, so we have, let me see if, I don't even know if I could do this. We have, nope. Let me see, lower you down a little bit. We have the Monster Book. I love his eyes. This is completely done. He's got like his little tongue and his little spider eyes, which is awesome. We have a mandrake, which I absolutely love. He's got like a little module like bump on him right there, which is just so cute. Again, I have no idea if you can see this very well, but it is what it is. We have a Ukrainian dragon egg. I can't remember the exact name of this. I want to say Ukrainian thorntail, but that sounds weird. So I need to look up the name and I'll put it in the description box. So we got the egg. We have the Nimbus 2000 right there, completely done. And of course you guys already saw the sorting hat and Hogwarts and the snitch. And then of course we just finished Dumbledore's wand. Isn't that awesome? Gosh, it's looking so good. But this was just done this last time as well. So the whole thing is starting to become huge and I love it. Okay, so there's that. I don't remember if I said anything, but this summer I fell and injured my knee. So I had a torn meniscus and I ended up having surgery December like 13th, I think. So I was kind of down for the count and not really doing a ton because I was like couch ridden and on crutches. So, which is really hard to do with kids. But luckily my husband was super helpful and my mom was super helpful. And we got through it. So I am on the mend, slowly but surely. I'm able to walk again, which is nice. But yeah, that definitely took a turn. As far as like my stitching is concerned, I haven't been able to really record videos or stitch as much as I wanted to at the beginning of December. And then let's see, my dad had surgery. So he's fine, everything's fine. But I've been spending a lot of time at the hospital lately. So we've gotten some hospital stitching done. We also had like a winter storm with freezing rain and that caused us to lose power for one day, get it back for like less than 24 hours. And then it was out for 6 days afterwards. So a total of 7 days without power with 3 little kids, which was awful, but we got through it. But it's just, one thing after another. So that was kind of crazy. But we are all back and we're fixing like our fence. Our fence got knocked almost all the way over by a big limb that fell off of our ginormous tree. But we're getting that fixed and let's see what else. Lots of kids sports. Been doing lots of stuff like that. The traveling pattern, like I said, is doing great. It's almost come full circle. So we're going to be doing the traveling pattern number 2, as you know. I'm still doing my stitching library, but of course, I mean, I don't have a ton of people doing it. So if anyone lives in Oregon, come on down for the cross stitch group. Yeah. So I only have like the librarian and maybe one other person that comes. She's come twice. So hopefully she continues to come. Yeah, that's it. As far as life updates, just super busy all the time. Always doing things. Definitely plans. Stitching plans. So no new starts until July 1st, at which point I can start whatever I want to in July. And then I'm going to attempt to do no new starts the rest of the year. I'm hoping I don't blow July out of the water like I did with December and the beginning of January and start like 50 million things. But my husband bought me my lifetime project. He bought me a supersized max color pattern. And I will insert the picture of that one right here. So it's beautiful. I just showed you the mock-up of it in Pattern Keeper. That's not even the actual like picture of the pattern. So it's going to be amazing. But it is 999 stitches by 999 stitches. So I'm officially naming it my lifetime project. So I am in the process of kitting that up and getting the fabric and everything for it. I have to special order fabric. I am special ordering CXC threads because I don't want to use DMC for something that has 240 colors and multiple skeins of each one. But yeah, I'm super excited to get that started. So we're gonna start that July 1st. That's like the first thing that I'm starting in July. Yeah, other than that, like I said, just trying really hard not to start all of the things. No new starts. I'm organizing my drawers of cross stitch to put things that I want to focus on and or just love. So I really have been wanting to stitch on my Hades lately, so I'm going to pick 2 or 3 Hades that I'll have in my drawers. I'll pick I don't know, like 5 or 6 stamps and several of my counted SALs that I'm working on, and I'm just going to put those all in a drawer next to my stitching. I'm so sorry, it's getting later here and I'm starting to get tired. And I'll have all of that stuff by my stitching spot, so it's all right there and I don't have to go digging for anything. Oh, I just switched my my storage, my floss storage again. So I had switched it over into the tub with all the individual like colored things. I didn't like stitching or using that. So I am still going to use that for all of my extra floss, but not my working floss. My working floss I'm going to, or have, converted over into binders and card sleeves. So let me go grab that and I'll be right back. Okay, here is my new cross stitch storage. So binders, I've turned everything over. I have the whole set in this bag and 2 4-inch binders. I wanted a bag to put the binders in because I do have a 1-year-old. If he sees the strands of floss sticking out of the binder, he will grab them. So I quickly just made up a satchel with a flap out of this Harry Potter fabric that I had. I mean, this is by no means professional. Like, I have seams and stuff showing and threads hanging everywhere, but it works. So we have the flap, and that covers all of the threads from sticking out of the binders. So here we have these like little strands sticking out, and this fits the 4-inch binders perfectly. So I have this one, which has 1 through 800 in it. So it's a 4-inch binder. Here's my hand for reference. And I've just did a little bit of like, I don't know, cardstock like decoration. And then we have the whole kit. Look at that. I've like labeled the numbers on them. And if any of them start to slide up, I just stick my finger down and it like tucks it back in. So you do have to be careful not to tip this over. But I have everything slid in here, and I have the whole kit in here, which is perfect. This is working so well for me so far. I tend to work with something and about a couple months later I'm tired of it. So hopefully this works better, hopefully. So my problem with cross stitch storage, floss storage, is that I like to have a working set. I have so many counteds and Hades that I really need to share floss with those things. I do, however, like to have things kitted up. So I have decided, or I already do really, have 2 or 3 Hades kitted up already. And I'm just going to keep it like that. So, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So I have those kits kitted up. And then anything else I'll use the working stash for. That way, if I want to work on a Hade at sports, I can just grab the ones that are already kitted, or a stamped kit, and then everything else will be stitched here at the house. So yeah, here's the first binder, and here is the second binder. Like I said, I just did a little bit of like decorations. That's like gaming washi tape. Nothing professional. This is just having fun, basically. And yeah, everything fits in here beautifully. So just like pages upon pages of floss. So I have about 2.5 kits worth of floss, DMC and CXC mixed all together. There's only been a couple of colors that I found that don't necessarily match the DMC versus CXC thread. So I just kind of, I'm aware of that and I try to be careful. But I also wanted this like this so that way I could see if I'm starting to run low on something, I can order some CXC threads, because I have to order my CXC off of AliExpress. I'm not able to get any off of Etsy unless I order from like an Etsy shop in the UK, which pays a ridiculous amount of shipping because shipping is expensive. So I just order off of AliExpress and I send in like a sheet of colors that I need, and they will pick out all the colors that I've requested and send them. I have yet to do that. I'm going to be doing that for the first time with my Lifetime project, so that's exciting. But I'll let you all know how that goes if it ends up working out. Yeah, I think that's it as far as like everything in general that's been happening. Like I said, I need to edit and upload the shorts for washing a stamped kit, full coverage and counted. And then I need to finish / not even finish, I haven't even started. I need to start filming my WIP parade, but I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that because I have so many projects. Last year it took me 3 parts to be able to post everything that I needed to post, but this year I have significantly more patterns, so I have to try and figure out the best way to do that. I think, yeah, I don't even know. I'm still trying to decide. But yeah, so I'll start filming that soon here, hopefully. So yeah, thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you all for hanging out, even though it's been a little bit since I've posted a real video. So thank you all so much. I really appreciate every single one of you. If you have any questions on anything or need to know pattern details, leave me a comment or send me a message on Instagram or an email if you don't have Instagram. Yeah, feel free to reach out. I will be posting all the details in my WIP parade as well. Yeah, I hope you all stay safe, stay warm, and take care. Bye.